What's up, my friend? What's up, my friends? In this video today, I am going to share you my process on how I can make your voice go from nice to wow by using the equalizer tool in DaVinci Resolve. So first, let's develop a deeper understanding of frequencies. Low frequency bands between 20 Hz and 200 Hz control the bass and sub-bass. Mid-frequency bands between 200 Hz and 2K control the presence and warmth of the sound. The high-frequency bands between 2K and 20K controls the treble and brightness.
In the way you put your coffee down, there was something on your chest. The days keep dragging on and on. I got a bag of old regrets.
Now, let's jump into Fairlight. On the right side, you will find the mixer section. If it is not visible, click on the mixer icon at the top to toggle it on and off. Each audio track in your timeline has its own channel in the mixer up here. Don't worry too much about all these other settings. I will discuss them in another video. The magic starts when you open up the EQ tool by double-clicking on the EQ square. While DaVinci Resolve offers presets on the top left, the real skill lies in customizing it for your own unique voice. Here you see the equalizer of DaVinci Resolve. This equalizer allows us to raise or lower specific frequencies in the audio. We've got 6 bands, from 1 to 6, each with its own role. Next to the band, you can select different shapes that each have a different function. To cut off low frequencies in dialogue, I use this shape, also known as a high-pass filter. This helps to eliminate any low rumble, ensuring a cleaner and more focused audio experience for your dialogue. Now let's start by activating the bands. So first we're going to work with band 1. If you click on band 1, you see that you activate band 1. By default, it reduced low frequencies. There are 2 different ways to navigate through the equalizer. The first one is to click with your mouse on the knob and turn it to the left or right. The second method is to grab this circle with the mouse and move it to the left or right. So let's go back to band 1. For dialogue, you need to target around 80 Hz. So this is going to filter any deep, bassy sounds. Before I'm going to play this back, I want to give you one tip that makes life a lot easier. You want to toggle on the loop right here. Then you're going to make an in and out point so that DaVinci knows which audio part it needs to loop. Now, let's listen to the voice while I tweak this frequency and hear what happens to the tone of the vocal track. So this is the audio track where we are going to work with, and I hope that I can give you some cool tips about the equalizer that will make your voice sound awesome. After this, I am also going to set a low pass filter at band 6. This is not super important, but often there's a lot of information there that you don't need. I usually cut this off around 70 to 16K. So this is the audio track where we are going to work with, and I hope that I can give you some cool tips about the equalizer that will make your voice. The next step I like to do is to affect the low-mid frequencies. We know that the low frequency bands between 20 Hz and 200 Hz controls the bass and sub-bass. And the mid-frequency bands between 200 Hz and 2K controls the presence and warmth of the sound. For me, these frequencies are the most important to focus on in dialogue. So now we want to select band 2, 3 and 4. And by default, band 2 has a shelf shape and we want to change that to a belt shape. The rest of the bands have the right shape. This shape helps us to control a specific frequency. You can make it higher or lower by adjusting the gain. A positive gain will boost the volume and a negative gain reduce the volume of that frequency. The Q factor determines how gentle or sharp the curve is. A low Q factor is gentle and a high Q factor is sharp. Use a high Q factor for a smaller range of frequencies and a low Q factor for a wider range. So now we want to listen to some unwanted frequencies in the mid-range. To do so, first pull up the gain and sweep that frequency up and down. When you listen, you will hear some rumble or noise that does not sound right. So this is the audio track where we are going to work with, and I hope that I can give you some cool tips about the equalizer. Now let's clean this frequency by gently pulling down the gain. About the equalizer that will make your voice sound awesome. See ya! Next, you want that curve not too wide and also not too narrow. So this is the audio track where we are going to work with, and I hope that I can give you some cool tips about the equalizer that will make your voice sound awesome. See ya! So this is the audio track where we are going to work with. And I hope that I can give you some cool tips about the equalizer that will make your voice sound awesome. See ya! So this is the audio track where we are going to work with. By cutting off certain frequencies from your voice, you open up more space for the compressor to boost your voice. Okay, now let's give this voice more clarity by selecting band 6. This band is automatically set to a shelf. Let's leave it as it is. Now we are going to affect the high frequency bands. They are between 2K and 20K, and they control the treble and brightness. Add some punch to it and keep the Q factor more wide than narrow. So this is the audio track where we are going to work with, and I hope that I can give you some cool tips about the equalizer that will make your voice sound awesome. Okay my friends, here you have it. Don't overlook the equalizer. It's a more powerful tool than you think. Play with it, have fun with it, and make your videos sound great. Subscribe for more easy tips, and I'm going to catch you up in my next videos. Bye bye!